Yo, it's beast mode. No lie, I am an absolute gremlin with the white pieces. Here we got a 10-minute rapid game coming at you. We play E4, the standard move, and our opponent plays C5. They're going for the Sicilian. We're going to hit them with C3, going to the Alapin. Alright? So they play this move E6. I don't really see it a ton. I don't have anything prepped for it. Doesn't matter. We ball regardless. So we go standard Alapin move, we go D4. We're still in the book here. We get the exchange, and then our opponent pushes D5, and we get, after this move, into transpose French defense. Alright, so in this position here, what I like to play against the French is the Tarrasch, where that's knight to D2. I gotta study this position a little bit more because obviously there's no C pawns anymore. So I'm not so sure if the Tarrasch will work in this position, but that's something I'll definitely add to my repertoire. Nevertheless, our opponent goes knight c6, and then we go knight g to f3. Our opponent brings out their dark square bishop over to b4. It is an inaccuracy. Don't ask me why. I'm not too sure. And then I develop our bishop to bishop d3. Here in this position, I started noticing some ideas. Like, I kind of figure our opponent is going to bring their queen out over to b6 and put more pressure on our d4 pawn. So I'm thinking something along those lines of, like, this diagonal is open. I got my queen check prepared just in case, and it does come up here in a little bit. But these are just ideas that I'm seeing in this position here. But my thought process was, I got to bring this bishop out to protect my e4 pawn in case he takes here, because my knight is now pinned by this bishop. So that was just kind of my thought process. Not a horrible move. Position still relatively equal. And then, just like I predicted, my opponent plays queen b6, putting more pressure on the d4 pawn. So I just castle. Now my knight is no longer pinned. Get my king to safety. And nice little idea that I kind of spotted, where I'm going to get a bunch of initiative by sacrificing one pawn. Right, so you notice we got two attackers on this pawn right here. Only one defender. Alright, but after takes, which is a mistake by black, I take back. They take back with the queen. I develop the knight, and now there's only so many places the queen could go where it's not kind of awkward. Can't go here. Can go there over to f5, but it's a little bit of an awkward spot for the queen. Really dropping back on this diagonal feels the most natural, which is exactly what they do. They go back to b6, and then I develop my bishop. Right, I get this nice initiative here, and now, like, back here I spotted, like, I might have this queen check to win this bishop here because there's no more knight defending it. So I develop my bishop attacking the queen on this diagonal, and he can't defend this bishop on the light squares. The only spot they could go to defend it is a5 over here. And in this position, the best move is to go bishop to c5 and just go exchange here. But my opponent missed it, right? And they blunder. And this stuff still happens even at the 1700 level. Like, people still blunder. I blunder all the time. It happens. It's just a matter of taking advantage of it when they do that, which is exactly what happens. I go queen a4 check. He blocks the bishop, and then I win their bishop. Now I'm up in exchange. Right, up 2 points of material here. My opponent moves their bishop. I trade in the center just to simplify a little bit. And then I develop my bishop over, or not develop it, I bring my bishop over to b5, attacking their bishop, going for a simplification, right? This bishop's now pinned. They can take, I'll just take back, no big deal. They bring their knight out, develop their pieces, they're going for the castle. And then instead of taking right away, because if I take, they take back with the knight and win an initiative on my queen. They win a tempo, which I don't even want to bother with. So I just bring my my rooks over to the center of the board. But there's no need to rush it. That bishop's not going anywhere. I can simplify whenever. They castle, and now I simplify. They take back with the pawn, and main reason I think is that if they take back with the knight, then I take their pawn on b7 right here. So I don't think they wanted to mess with that. And then after that position, I'm attacking the knight, and if it moves, then I got a discovered attack on this pawn, so I'd be winning another pawn. So they play the right move. They take back with c6, and then I bring my bishop over to c5, and I'm putting a ton of pressure on this knight here. It's pinned to the rook, and they move their rook out of the pin, but notice the rook still really has nowhere to go. It's got 2 squares to play around with. And here I bring my other rook onto the open e file. All right, so I got all my pieces activated. They're in a good spot. I'm up points of material. Really, I just got to not blunder, and this game's a dub. Opponent plays a5, which is a good move. But here, I spot the tactic. The computer doesn't like this, but it's just simple. Bishop takes e7, right? And if they take my queen, I'm going to take their queen, and we'll just exchange a bunch of pieces. The computer wants me to play queen a4, right? So go to this position here, and then attack this pawn, or take this knight and then attack the pawn, something along those lines. Either way, it's still winning. So yeah, after I play bishop takes here, my opponent just resigns. All right, and I take down the 1700 in a rapid game. So let's go over to the analysis board and see where we can improve on our opening for this Alapin transposing into the French defense. All right, so we got our opening analysis for the Alapin here. E4, C5 Sicilian, and we go C3. I don't have anything prepared for D6 here, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that in there. And in my game, I played D4, which is the top engine move, and I think I'm gonna stick with that. We're going D4, and we're adding all these moves in right now because I don't have anything prepared. So let's throw in D4 into our analysis. And in our game, our opponent went take. Best move here, obviously take back. And then they went D5. It transposes into the similar like French defense position. But the difference is there's no C pawns here. All right. So after E5, I play the move knight to D2. Defending my E4 pawn right here. Not the best. I don't know if you saw in the game, but the analysis actually went in favor of black. Black started winning, but not by a ton, which at my level is not the end of the world by any means. But I would like to also learn the best moves at the same time. So here they want me to go for the top engine move is E5, right? And this stunts the development of the knight. Normally in the French, I like playing the Tarrasch, so that is the knight to D2 move. However, this isn't like necessarily like a true French defense because there's no C pawns. So I think in this position, I might go for the advanced like French setup with E5. Okay. So that's what we're going to add to our analysis. Now we know that in the back of our head. If we want to study it, we can come back to this. But this is what I have prepared. I'm going to play going forward. And once I see this position again, I'll go off what my opponent plays in the future. And we'll continue to build on this line here. All right. So thanks again for watching. If you want to play me in a game, drop a comment down below. I'll upload a game recap. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.